What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This series in REI Reply is dedicated to showing you the key features that you need to implement in your business, making it super simple to start taking action today. Let's hop in. All right, in this video, we're breaking down contacts. Let's check it out. So anytime you upload your list in here, it's going to populate in your contact fields. I highly recommend as you bring contacts in, it'll allow you, so let me back out of this. Let's do a bulk, right? So import. Let's see if I have anything I can just bring in for this video. There we go, Arizona foreclosures. Here we go. Okay, so when you're bringing in contacts, you'll see that I have first name. You want to make sure everything's mapped properly. Last name, that's not right. Last name, address, city. And if you're watching this video right now and you want this pre-foreclosure list, I will give it to you for free if you comment below. So we got our first name, last name, address, city, state, zip, mailing address. I don't like mapping anything that's not completely necessary. And here's why. The more that I map, the more likely it is that it's going to run into some errors, right? So you'll see phone type. Where's phone at? We want phone 1 right here. So big thing when you're uploading list into REI Reply, you cannot text message landline phone numbers, right? You'll see that this phone column 0 has only mobile phone numbers because I don't want to upload anything with landlines and I'm texting from this platform because it's going to come up as an error. It's going to try to text a landline and then automatically it's going to be like, oh, something's not right here. The more errors that you stack up in your account, the more likely it will be that it's going to shut down. So make sure if you're uploading lists specifically for the purpose to text message and market to. Now, if you have a list that you're just going to send mail to, then it doesn't really matter, right? But if you're specifically bringing them in to market to them and send text messages, make sure you have just mobile phone numbers. If you're skip tracing through batch leads, for example, you can export that file and it will tell you which ones are mobiles and which ones are landlines. If you guys didn't watch my video on how to use filters on the spreadsheet to filter all that out, be sure to go back and watch that video, or I can make another one. Comment below if you want me to make another one. But that's the key. You want to make sure you're only bringing in mobile phone numbers. If you're not using batch and you already have a skip trace list of data, you can go to realvalidito.com. Valid, VALIDITO.com. You can upload your records there and it will tell you which phone numbers are mobiles and which ones are landlines. You filter it and put it into the system, right? The input is only going to be as good as the data is, right? So all I did here was first name, last name, address, city, state, zip, and the phone number. Everything else I will not map. Hit next. I'll create a list for this and I'll say Arizona foreclosures. Okay. I want to create a list for this because this is its own set of data. And I can add tags here, right? So if I have a tag for foreclosure, right, I can tag it as that. If I have a trigger event, so this is where the automations come in. If I have a trigger event, so anytime something is tagged foreclosure, that record is automatically put into my foreclosure workflow or campaign. All I have to do is tag it and it's done. I don't have to do anything after that. Right, so that goes back into how powerful the automations are within the system. But let's just say I don't. I'm just tagging it so I keep my own records because there's filters in here and all that other good stuff. So I definitely want to tag it. I may also tag it, today's date. So the time of this video is 11/1/2022. So I'll add that in here. Let's see. There we go. Okay, we're added. And now all I will do is I'll hit submit. The file is being processed. Let's click here to view. You'll see that it's coming through as we speak. And there we go. Great for the import. I'll go back and check the errors because, again, if there's any blank spaces in your spreadsheet, it's going to come up as an error. So that's probably where that's coming from. Everything else we have right here from our 511. So again, if you guys want a copy of this, comment below. I'll give you the Arizona foreclosures just for being awesome and being a part of this channel. I appreciate you guys. So now that we have our contacts in here, I can filter out. You can see oh, this is only showing me this. Well, what if I remove that and show me anything with a tag? Okay, and the tag is And let's just say the tag was everything that I imported today. Well, I apply, and there you go. There's all the data that I just showed you, right? So it's basically, it's the same thing, but it gets more powerful as you add more data in. You want to make sure you're organized with your tags, right? You got to look at it as like a list is like a filing cabinet, a filing drawer, and your tags are like the folders within it, okay? So there's your data here. Now, if I want to add this data, or if I want to put all of this into a pipeline, or I want to add it into my opportunities, I can do that from here. But what you're mostly going to be using this part for, other than bringing in new people, is either like, hey, you talk to Michael and you want to add an opportunity. So I can add an opportunity within one of my pipelines. I can create it brand new within here. Like I can add opportunity, can make it opportunity name. I personally like to put the address, Main Street, Mesa, Arizona. I'll personally like putting the address, and then maybe I'll put this in my acquisition pipeline. So like stage, new lead, right? Assign it. I can assign it to myself. Hit add. That'll go into my opportunities app, which I'll show you guys in the next video. But that's a cool thing you can do within contacts. That's how you properly bring them in. Now, if you're like, well, I haven't talked to any of these people yet, I just want to figure out which ones are leads, okay? So you can dial straight through the system. Again, cool thing about REI Reply is I can literally click to dial. It's going to dial from my number in REI Reply. It records all my conversations, and then any inbound calls are going to get forwarded to wherever you want to send them to. I personally use AirCall within our team, okay? So if I check all these off and I select all 336, I can add them all to a campaign all at once. Now it's going to say, please note the action performed over a period of time. You can track the progress. Say, okay, let's proceed, right? I want to add, this is very important. I made this mistake with 10,000 records at once and got my account shut down. So you want to add it in drip mode. So let's add these to our, so you can see I can add it into workflows. Let's add these into our foreclosure campaign. Action, I'm just going to put SMS. Start on today's date. It's 3:30. Let's go 3:45. Batch quantity. I like to do in the neighborhood of 25 to 30 an hour. So I'm just going to do 30 here every 60 minutes. Now, if I had 5 numbers attached to this campaign, I could probably go upwards to 60, right? But just to be on the safe side, let's do 30 an hour, repeat every 60 minutes. So what this is going to do is, and I want these times to coincide with the times I edited on the campaign. So if you guys missed that, go back and watch the automation video. But I used for the example that I was working a 9-to-5 job. So I want to start texting between 4:30 and 8 p.m. So I want to make sure me adding more contacts into the pipeline, or sorry, into the campaign, coincides with the time that the campaign's actually running. Okay. And the reason why I do that is when I'm adding 30 every single hour, that I don't want them to stack up. So if I'm running this drip all day, but I'm only texting between 4:30 and 8, then that means it's going to send a bunch of text messages all at once at 4:30 because they got stacked up all day, right? So I want to make sure these times coincide with the automation itself. Okay, so it's going to add in drip mode 30 per 60 minutes. I can add to campaign workflow, and it's off to the races, right? Sorry, my account is in East Coast time, so I had to edit that to make that happen. But that is how you bring in records. That's how you map them properly. That's how you add them into campaigns and start getting leads immediately. And this is how you manage your data too. So the cool thing about this system, it doesn't just function as a marketing system to send text messages via campaigns. It can function as your CRM, your all of your promotions, all of your text message campaigns for new real estate clients. It can literally, everything can be done in here. That's why it's so powerful, and it's honestly kind of ridiculous if you ask me, because it takes the price of all these other softwares and almost make them just completely not even necessary. So I can manage my leads as long as I make sure I manage my tags properly, and I have a system for doing that. I can add them into marketing campaigns. I can send one-off emails, one-off text messages. I can add new tags to my data. I can remove tags. literally so much, guys. I highly recommend as you get going, you play with this a little bit and get familiar with it because it is crazy what it can do, right? It says here within task, if I wanted to talk to Michael, and I did, I talked to him and he said, call me next week. I can literally go over here to task. I can add a new task and it says call back next week. Don't even need a description. I can assign it to myself and is due, let's just say next week, same time, hit save. I can edit all of this within the contacts. And guess what happens? Now that this is a task that's assigned to me, it's also on my dashboard. Check it out. So you can do the same thing in your workflows. You can have the workflow automatically assign tasks to you so you can't miss it. And when you do it, literally just check it off and it's gone. Crazy, crazy. So that is contacts, guys. Hope you got value from this video today. Look, I know these videos are information dense. There's a lot of stuff to these, but hopefully you'll go back and you'll watch them a few times to make sure you didn't miss anything. REI Apply is a super powerful platform. I'm not just here to talk about it because I have a code and you guys can get a copy of our account. I talk about it because we actually use this thing and we make money using it. So hopefully you will too. If you like this video, share it with one person, like it. Comment below what your favorite part was, what you're going to be implementing. Any questions, I always get back to you guys. I'm here to help. But yeah, I appreciate you guys as always, and we'll see you on the next one.